Okay, so we're at Chengdu Taste in the San Gabriel Valley. Boiled fish and spicy soup. And they have this one. Yeah.
What's the difference between this one?
Fresh fish. One is more, which one's better?
Actually, this one is of course more tasty, and this one is a little because no one.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one that people usually get.
Okay.
So we should get the
Yeah.
you want this one?
So we now know that there are lots of different kinds of boiled fish here.
Right, 4 different kinds, or 5. 4 or 5 different kinds.
And then there are 2 boiled fish in green pepper sauce. There is the fish and the fresh fish. And believe it or not, fish is what people order.
Well, because it doesn't have the bones.
No bones.
Toothpick lamb with cumin, I believe.
And this is just rice.
Yep, I think that's just. Does this smell terrible to you? It smells so good to me. It's mostly the cumin you smell, but you can actually smell the lamb. It's not super spicy. It has a little bit of kick to it, I think, when you first put it in your mouth. And it's funny because this cumin, I think, smells really strong, but it doesn't have a super strong cumin taste.
I agree. So I'm generally not a huge lamb fan. I do like the seasoning on this, but I will say it does taste like lamb.
So not a fan?
No.
I like lamb.
Yeah.
One piece I had was really tender, and the first piece I had like a little bit of bristle or something that wasn't a super pleasant texture, and this one was a little bit tough. So depending on the piece you get, they seem, some of, like the second one I had was really good.
So this is the numb taste wonton. Is this going to be painfully spicy? Like that's the point? Or
it is spicy, but the reason it's called numb taste, I believe, is that there's in Sichuan cooking, there's a pepper that is a spicy pepper, but rather than having that really strong burning feeling in your mouth, it sort of has the effect of making your tongue feel numb.
Yeah, my lips are tingling a little bit.
This is a big bowl. I think we got plenty of food.
The boiled shrimp with green pepper sauce.
Boiled fish.
Boiled fish, just kidding. Man.
I really like it.
Oh, good.
It's really moist.
Let's say after eating the numb taste, my taste buds are super confused. So taking a sip of water, actually, it tastes like lemony or something, which it didn't before. So I'm almost worried that eating this will affect my ability to taste this.
My mouth definitely feels a little weird now.
Yeah. So, I'll go first. I actually didn't like any of the dishes we got. So it's because, we ordered a lamb dish, which I generally don't care for, so that's not their fault. The numb taste dumplings were really interesting, but they totally confused me. I'm gonna chalk a lot of this up to novel flavors. So the flavors of the dumpling were really different, which isn't bad, but like I didn't go for them, I guess. And same thing with the fish. So most of my taste seemed super compromised from the numb taste dumplings, which makes sense. And then I guess what I did get, the kind of green pepper flavor, I didn't really care for. That being said, I did like the lamb a lot after I ate the numb taste dumplings, so that's new, but I don't think that'll carry over to other lamb dishes I eat. So I'm going to say that I didn't like that place, but it's because all the flavors were super unfamiliar to me. That has nothing to do with any of the food they prepared, I think.
Yeah, because I actually had the opposite experience and I liked that place a lot. But I also grew up eating Chinese food, and so they were not particularly unfamiliar flavors to me. The lamb, I agree, actually did taste better though after eating I'm not sure whether it was the wonton or the fish or the combination of the two, but I liked the flavor of the lamb even better after we started eating the other dishes. The wonton, I actually, having grown up eating and making a lot of wontons, thought was a pretty familiar flavor, especially the wrapper and the filling. The sauce was a little bit different, but it was almost less about the flavor and more about that slightly numb feeling on your tongue that was different for me rather than the flavor itself. And I liked the flavor of the fish itself a lot. Although I found that I was eating the peppers, and now I kind of wish I hadn't done that. Not because they were overly spicy, but there was something that felt to me sort of like a really strong citrusy flavor almost. And then I found that once that was in my mouth, it kind of coated my whole mouth and I couldn't get rid of it. And then for many, many bites after that, that's all I was tasting. But then we sat and chatted for a while, and then I started to eat again. And the food tasted really, really good to me then. And I think we talked about this a little bit before too. I would do it in reverse order, where I ate the fish first and then the wonton and then the lamb last. And we did it exactly opposite of that.
I totally agree with the order.